Hey, this is Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter with a Behind the Badge quick hit for you. Now, July 5th of 2023 at about 5:45 in the morning, two people kidnapped a lady out of the Hotel in Henrietta. You've probably seen the videos on TV. It was almost made national news. A woman dragged from the lobby by two suspects. We immediately responded through great police work, surveillance video that you can see right here. We were able to track down with the assistance of the Rochester Police Department, our tactical unit, and our major crimes unit, these two suspects, taking them into custody in the city of Rochester in a vehicle stop. And fortunately, we recovered the victim that you've seen being dragged out of a hotel there. An amazing brazen crime. But when we look at these things, it's a kidnapping. It also turned out to be a sexual human trafficking case. And we got to keep this in mind. This is going on right in our backyard. We got these human trafficking, modern day slavery, as I like to call it. People abducting other people, forcing them to, and if you will, do sexual acts against their will. All these ladies are being taken advantage for one reason or another. Usually it could be their immigration status. It could be that they're in poverty. It could be that they're addicted. But there's some kind of vulnerability that these suspects are taking advantage, and sometimes brute force. So I'm happy to report, that's why we're having this quick hit podcast, that Cordell Brooks, the male suspect in that picture, was just sentenced to 9 years in federal prison for that crime. So kudos to our investigators, kudos to the tactical unit, the Rochester Police Department, U.S. Marshals Task Force, bringing justice, if you will, to this heinous crime. The lady that's a suspect in there, she's going to be sentenced soon, so I'm not going to talk much about her today. But the idea is we did our job, we did it well. But what are we doing beyond that? You know, what are we doing in addition to just responding? Because this is going on in our backyard. Human trafficking, sexual slavery is going on. So what we did is we hired an expert. That's where we're going to bring in Deputy Keith Beer into this conversation, just to show you that there's other things we could be doing in this, besides responding, maybe a more proactive approach to this. And Keith, we brought you on, about a year ago? I think we sworn you in. Brought some expertise to the table. We're going to talk more about that in a future event, but I just wanted to share with the public that there's more we could do about this in educating the public, identifying patterns, identifying potential suspects ahead of time, a heinous crime like this. So welcome aboard. Why don't you share just a little bit about yourself? Why do I consider you an expert in this? What have you been doing?
Well, thank you very much, Sheriff. After retiring from the police department, I was a investigator. I did child crimes for a significant amount of time and then went to work for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. While I was there, through their Team Adam, we started learning a lot more about human trafficking, and it started making me wonder.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have a task force for this. We have a task force for everything else in Monroe County, but we don't seem to have a task force for this. So I started asking myself the question, and it's a tough problem because it is something that is so subversive. You know, we can see this, and it, you know, obviously in this particular case, it's an, you know, very outward act of violence.
Yeah.
You know, it's unmissable. But if he would have just walked her out, and it would have been article, you would have never seen it.
Right.
And that's exactly what's happening
Every day, right?
Every day.
Every day.
You know, this is a massive problem, and
Right.
it kind of comes in threefold different sections. You know, obviously there's the, you know, street level stuff that we're seeing right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then there's you know, illicit massage businesses, and then last but not least is you know, some of our, like you said, the most vulnerable people.
Right.
It's our youth, our runaway youth, and things like that are also being used this way.
It's amazing. It's going on right in our backyard, and this was the brazen case that we all seen, and hopefully illustrate to the problem that part of your job description is educate the public, right? Let's get out there and educate the hotels. Let's get out and educate witnesses at Wegmans or at Tops Market. They may be seeing something odd or different, and report that to folks like you. They can start putting patterns together and information together. So I love that proactive approach. I love your drive towards this problem. It's not something we've been, you know, obviously tuned on to, but it's time to do that. In addition, we just joined a wonderful task force we didn't even know existed until we looked at this problem. Talk a little bit about that, really.
You know, and we've been very lucky on that because we haven't had to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
We started looking into this more and more. First, we realized that there are a number of great non-government organizations in the Rochester area. You know, Miss Julie School of Beauty, the Bright Star Community, such like that. The Rochester Coalition Against Human Trafficking. So these agencies have been here for a long time and have understood that this is a problem.
Right.
So they're doing great things for the victims. But as far as the task force goes, which is kind of, from our law enforcement perspective, it's the Western New York Human Trafficking Task Force. And they are one of, probably only 6 DOJ-funded
It's amazing.
task force in the entire United States.
nation.
And we're the only ones on this side of Western New York.
That's great.
So they have been a huge resource.
Well, it's good to have you on board. It's good to let the public know. If we don't mind, we'll roll that video one more time. It's good to let the public know that we're doing something more than just reacting. But this is what's going on, folks. This is heinous. This is disgusting. This is utterly shocking. We're here to report today that guy got 9 years federal time, and I think that's very important for the public to see. Should be a lot more in my world, but we'll take 9. We did our job. The lady soon to be sentenced in that picture, and the victim hopefully on a pathway to recovery and survivability here, which is going to be a long path for her too. And that's again some of the other things we're going to be talking about in this task force: how to help these ladies recover long term. But Keith, welcome aboard. We wanted to share this great arrest and this great sentence that we got, solution to this criminality, but not a solution to the overall problem by any means. Thanks for joining us, Keith.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Hey, we'll be back as soon with another Behind the Badge quick hit. Thank you.